Am I live? Hello. Okay, I'm live in the right place. I'm going to do a full New Year's reading with the Wheel of the Year Tarot spread. This is my favorite. I do it for myself every New Year, and this is, it's just one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. So there is a major card that is the focus of the reading, and then we move on to a card for each month and we do a breakdown. And so I've done a few of these already this year. This is the one that I'm doing the most of right now, and I wanted to give you guys a taste of what it's like so that you can see how it is and how effective and helpful it can be in figuring out what to look out for in each month of your year coming up for 2024. I know that right now is a very strange time of year. This week between Christmas and New Year's, a lot of things are closed. A lot of people are on vacation. A lot of us spent quite a bit of time being off of our regular schedules. We're not quite sure what to do with ourselves. In literary terms, it's usually defined as a liminal week, a week of liminal space. It's an in-between space where we're not really sure what to do with ourselves. And so my suggestion is mindset and rest and relaxation, and maybe some planning, some calm and relaxed perspective planning. I'm probably going to go into a little bit further in a separate video or a separate post about choosing, instead of a New Year's resolution, choosing a word that will be the theme of my year. And so that's where I am looking. I've set one specific goal, and two specific goals. One, to stick to a schedule this year, and my second goal is to hit a specific number in income in my business. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I'm not a big, huge goal setter. I never really was. I've gotten more into it in recent times, but I find that my neurodivergence kind of doesn't really allow for me to stick to too many specific resolutions or too many specific goals, and so I try not to stay too specific. Some of us are specific manifestors and some of us are not. Some of us really need to practice, and I think a lot of people don't put enough emphasis on the fact that we need to, in a lot of ways, not set goals for ourselves, small ones, so that we are attaining our goals, so the ones that are achievable, so that we're actually moving forward in life. Yes, that's important. But I think that it's also really important to balance out the being specific and the letting the universe kind of deliver things to us in the way that any way that serves the highest good, right? Being open to whatever it might look like. Because let's face it, even if we set specific goals for ourselves, things never come to us or wind up looking exactly like how we plan. It never comes to us the way we think it will. And so that's kind of important, I think, to put an emphasis on the fact that surrendering to the fact that we don't know what it's going to look like, or we're not sure exactly what the next step is. And that's okay. You don't know what the next step is on the path, and that's okay, because that's how it works. The path unfolds every step that we take, right? And so we don't know what the next two steps are going to look like, but if we lift our foot up and we dare to step forward, not knowing what's coming next, a little bit more of the path opens up. And then we repeat that, and we repeat that, and that's how we move forward. So let's get into our reading. Our focus card of 2024 for the collective is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. So let me really quickly just go over this again. This Wheel of the Tarot reading, while I don't believe tarot cards are predictors of the future, I do believe they are mirrors for reflecting the depths of our consciousness. And in this case, it's a collective reading. So this is our shared consciousness, the collective consciousness. And this is our focal point, the Eight of Cups. It sets the tone for the year, where we need to be looking at introspection-wise, and where we can set goals for higher emotional understanding and higher understanding of our own psyche and our own selves. So this is our focal point, and it's urging us to embark on a journey of emotional exploration and self-discovery in 2024. This year is prompting us to leave behind what no longer serves us, what no longer serves our shared emotional well-being, and to venture a little bit into the uncharted waters of transformation and growth. And I think a lot of people don't really understand what transformation is. And as I was saying recently in another reading that I did a reading for someone, and they had said to me, oh my God, that reading was amazing. It changed my whole perspective. And I was just so happy. I was just so tickled. I was like, do you have any idea how happy that makes me? I'm so happy that you got a change in perspective from the reading that I gave, because in my opinion, a change in perspective is a precursor to transformation. When you are able to shift your perspective, even slightly, even small shifts, make such a huge change in the way that we view and perceive the world around us and our situations, our opportunities, our problems. And so being able to just shift your perspective on the way that you're viewing your situation or your circumstances or anything that's going on around you, and being able to shift that perspective even slightly is such a huge change in how you are going to perceive everything from that moment on, and how you're going to approach life from that moment on. And so that is the beginning of transformation. That's how we change ourselves. And so this is going to be a year of amazing collective transformation, where we start to let go of the things that no longer serve the highest good, of the greater good of all of us, and start to really sink into the thing that we've always feared and the thing that we always collectively resist, that is change. And to delve into the uncharted waters of transformation and growth on a collective level intentionally is a big, huge deal. And it has the potential of seriously up-leveling everything for all of us. Now, just as a reminder, transformation and change are not always pretty, okay? And so think about the butterfly in a cocoon, right? That transformation is nasty, it's ugly, it's probably painful, it's messy. And so things may not look all put together, and things might seem a little scary, and we might be unsure at times. But it will be beneficial to us in the long run, because eventually it all comes around. The old systems break down, and we begin working in new systems that work better and that work for the greater good. In January, as the collective begins the year, the Ace of Cups blesses us with the pure and overflowing energy of love, compassion, and new emotional beginnings. So this is us wanting to embrace those deeper connections with one another. This is us really leaving behind the things that don't serve our shared well-being, especially emotionally, but also physically. And this is a blessing of pure and overflowing love. This is compassion. It's new beginnings emotionally, because it's cups. cups are water. Cups are emotion. That is not just emotions, but it's intuition. It's the feminine. It is going with the flow. And this is also embracing that potential for deep connections, both within our community and our smaller communities, our families, our community here in this group, but also with the greater world around us. As we walk into February, we're seeing the Emperor, and the Emperor is the authoritative presence that guides our collective end of ours. So this card is encouraging us to embrace structure and strategic planning. Those are important as well. We love to let go of all of the specifics, right? And we have a specific vision, and we have to have that specific vision in order to move forward towards our goals. But yet at the same time, we want to let go of and be open to the way in which it appears, the way in which it comes, and what it winds up fully looking like in the long run. We let go of our hold on that after we set our vision, so that we can allow it to come in any way that it comes. And it's important to go with the flow in that sense. But let's not forget, in February, the Emperor will be reminding us that we do still need to have plans and strategic plans, strategies. They will help us to overcome hardships and any kind of challenges that might come up for us. And so this represents a harmonious balance of power as we lay the foundation for our collective growth moving forward in 2024. In March, we have the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is blessing us with the energy of abundance and stability in our shared vision, in our shared end of ours, in our shared journey. And this card is inviting us to focus on the long-term vision, creating the foundation that supports prosperity of the collective. Not just prosperity for me, not just prosperity for you, or just for our community, but for everyone. We have to build the foundation upon which we want to stand. And that's part of what's happening in the world in the last few years. Most especially, it's been extremely obvious that old systems that are no longer serving our highest good are starting to break down, and we are starting to lean into this change, even knowing that the change is going to bring chaos. And we're seeing some of that chaos going on right now as we move out of the old paradigm and into the new. And it may not always be pretty. It might be scary at some points in time, but this is how we build this foundation that's going to support us all together as a collective. So in April, with April Fool's Day, brings in the Fool card. And as spring unfolds, the collective is beckoned with this whimsical energy of the Fool. And so April encourages us to approach new opportunities and approach them with a sense of adventure and spontaneity, enjoying being spontaneous once again after that full month of planning and using strategy to keep us grounded during times of challenges. And so in the spring, as the spring comes along and the wheel begins to turn and things start to change, we are going to be collectively embracing the unknown and getting excited for what's coming in the future, taking bold steps towards our goals and our aspirations together as a collective. Now in May, we have the Queen of Cups bringing forth the nurturing energy that she provides, guiding us as a collective to approach all of our situations, all of our things that come up in the world, all of the big things that are happening for us, to approach these situations with empathy and compassion. And this card invites us to foster emotional intelligence within our interactions with one another, creating a supportive and caring environment for everyone. It's important that we are supportive and compassionate toward one another, even if it looks like we're at each other's throats, even if it seems as if we don't have one another's best interest at hand. and I was kind of talking about like this the other day, that doesn't mean that we're bad people and that we want horrible things for each other, or that we just don't care about one another. It just means that we're viewing the world through a small lens, and that's just the view of perception that we have at that time. And so having compassion for those who seem to be wrapped up in propaganda, or who are taking part in small-minded, emotionally immature ideas and narratives. Let's try to have some compassion for them as we move through 2024. It will serve us. It will serve us all towards the greater good of really learning to have compassion for one another and our individual points of view. As the summer takes hold in June, we have the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands graces our collective journey with the power of creativity, with the power of passion, and with the power of fearlessness. So June calls for this expression of our authentic selves and the pursuit of our shared goals with an unwavering confidence and enthusiasm that is just really unmatched. And so come summer, we're going to have that momentum going, where we have a foundation for supporting each other in our dreams and supporting the collective journey of making this a better world for everyone. And we're going to be at that point where we're tapping into our creative power, and we're passionate, and we've got some momentum going. And so we'll step into this fearlessness. It doesn't matter how shitty things might look. We're working towards something greater, and we are doing it together as a collective. In July, we have the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles encourages the collective to approach new learning opportunities with curiosity and with diligence. Learning opportunities can look very much like obstacles or challenges, or even bad things that happen to us. And so we have to be asking ourselves the question is, what am I supposed to be learning here? What is the lesson to learn? Not why is this happening to me, but what's the lesson? What is this teaching me? And so approaching new opportunities with curiosity and with diligence, this is a time where we are going to be growing and expanding, educating ourselves, and developing practical skills that will help us as a collective as we move into a new paradigm that will benefit us all as a whole. I love that theme. August, we have the King of Cups. August sees this calm and emotional, mature energy of the King of Cups. This card invites the collective to lead with emotional intelligence and with understanding through compassion and through empathy. That has obviously been the theme of this reading for this first 6 months. We create a harmonious environment that is fostering the well-being of all, and that seems to be the collective energy for 2024. And as the seasons shift, the Two of Pentacles is calling for balance, for adaptability within the group, within the collective. September, the Two of Pentacles is encouraging us to navigate this ebb and flow of our shared responsibilities, finding this equilibrium as we kind of move through this dance of challenges that are likely to arise as the year goes on. And I have a feeling that this is going to be a massively chaotic looking year, and that a lot of things are going to be changing quickly. It's going to start to speed up these crazy changes. And if we thought 2020 and 2021 were really obnoxious years, we haven't seen anything yet. But it's not a bad thing. This is us really starting to step into our new collective shared reality. And we are the creators, and we get to choose upon which way we want to react to it, upon how we want to step into our new paradigm. Do we want to go out fighting, or do we want to do what these cards are suggesting and attempt to build a foundation upon which we can stand as a collective that has the idea of transformation in mind, that has the idea of a collective greater good in mind, that reminds us to have compassion and empathy for one another and for the crap that we're all going through. This is not necessarily a bad thing. So the Two of Pentacles is helping us to stay on an even keel, to help us to not sink too far below our own standard in the face of whatever chaos may be appearing to happen. We also have to be reminding ourselves that there are a lot of illusions and that things are not exactly how we think they are or how they're presented to us. And so may we be able to see through those illusions to the core of what really is important and stick to our compassion and our empathy for one another and in the world in which we want to live. Stepping into October, we are invited by the Five of Cups. And this is a collective invitation to reflect on any of our shared losses or our emotional setbacks that we've experienced. This year is likely to be full of those. Acknowledging those experiences collectively and collectively turning our gaze toward the potential for something new and the growth that lies ahead. When one thing breaks down, it's allowing something else to be rebuilt. And so every end is a new beginning, and every beginning is an ending. And so this is in the spirit of trying not to see it all as a loss, but seeing it as an opportunity for a regrowth, for a rebirth of sorts. And knowing that when systems are breaking down, building the new ones is where the fun is, right? It might look chaotic, but we're not meant to stay in the same place. And in the long run, some of these looking tragedies or problems, challenges, these things that come up for us that seem awful, in the long run, if we look towards growth, if we look for that chance of rebirth, if we look for an opportunity, and all the opportunities and the potential, the endless potential, the infinite potential that we have available to us, if we focus on this, down the line, we'll have grown so much that we'll look back and we'll think, thank God that shit we thought was awful happened. Because now look at where we are. Change is not the most beautiful thing, but it is in retrospect. Come November, we have the Ace of Swords. November brings this empowering clarity of thought in the potential for the new perspectives that we can be creating. This card is for shared intellectual pursuits, and the bold pursuit of truth in our collective end of ours. This is going to be the moment of truth, the moment where if we thought that the illusion had broken down before and that we were seeing through the veil into the truth of our reality, we haven't seen anything yet. Come November 2024, we'll be seeing with a collective clarity that we have never seen before. Not even in 2020 or 2021 will compare to the level of clarity and the level of collective, aha, I finally see the truth. That's coming. It won't be beautiful building up to it, but it's going to be beautiful in the aftermath of seeing for the first time, collectively, what our reality really is. And it's not what we were taught it was. It's not what we were taught it was. And so this will give anyone who has doubt that we live in a universe of infinite potential, anyone who has doubt that there is science that says we are all connected and that our thoughts really do create our reality, and that really we're the only thing that's holding ourselves back, because we can influence our reality in the quantum realm on a quantum level. If there are any doubts lingering about this or any limiting beliefs left behind, come November we will start to really believe. That's where the belief will really start to kick in. Where as a collective, we will all start to really begin to accept this truth, because we'll finally really see through the veil. And in December, the Empress brings us the nurturing energy. She envelopes us with this compassion and nurturing of a mother, and it's calling us as a collective to celebrate the abundance and the creativity and the growth that we have collectively cultivated throughout the year. Let us honor this shared journey with gratitude. December will bring an anticipation for new beginnings, and 2025 is going to be a much different year than 2024. This is going to be a beautiful year, but it's going to look like upheaval. It's going to look like chaos. It's a necessary chaos. And it's going to wind up being all for the greater good. And in the long run, we're going to look back at 2024 in gratitude and say, look how far we've made it. Yeah, that was rough. Yeah. For a minute, we thought we were all going crazy. But look at how far we've come. And now that we see through the illusion, we're going to really be looking forward to the next opportunity to intentionally begin another new year. We won't feel quite as defeated as we did at the end of 2020, the end of 2021, and even 2022, where we were just like, whew, like I've had enough, like this all just needs to stop for a minute, like I can barely keep my head on straight, like I don't really know how to react. We're kind of over that collective shock of the world not being the way that we thought it was. We're kind of getting over that, and this year might look like chaos, but we are going to be aware that whole time that we're capable of getting through hard things. We can do hard things. We know we can. We've lived through them now, as hard as they've been. And so this will give us the excitement, the gratitude, and the perspective that we need to continue to build upon those new foundations in which we created in 2024. The Empress is ready to birth a new experience. This is the beginning of something new and beautiful. And so, in conclusion, this Wheel of the Year reading offers a tapestry for us to really understand these archetypal energies that are going to be weaving through our collective consciousness in the coming year. And as we navigate this year and the crazy landscapes that I think we're going to experience, we have to understand that the insights that we're gaining, and every time we see through the veil, and every time we understand ourselves and our reality on a deeper level, that we are really opening ourselves up for more abundance, for deeper connections, for growth, and for fulfillment, for fulfillment on a deeper level for the collective, meaning that we all start working towards something that fulfills us, that more of us start to realize that we are not living in a world that's supportive of human nature, of the sustainability of human nature. And we're going to be really well on our way to a higher percentage of the collective really deciding that it's time to do something. And it's not take up arms and fight, and it's not hop on political trains and of thoughts and agendas and argue with one another or fight against what is. It's going to be more of a collective sigh of relief and like a, yes, change needs to happen. And so let's start making changes. Let's stop being lazy and just saying, well, change is really hard. We know that it needs to happen, but like, I'm just going to continue to do the same things every day anyway because it's easier. We're not going to do that any longer. Come the end of 2024, we're all going to be ready to make these changes. We're all going to be ready to do the thing that's uncomfortable in order to create a better life for all of us. Because what we're doing now isn't working, and it's going to become more and more obvious throughout the beginning of 2024, and that might be a little rough to watch. But this shouldn't be a surprise to us anymore. We all kind of know that this is what's happening. If you haven't figured that out yet, that there's an ending of a paradigm happening and the beginning of a new paradigm beginning, then you're living under a rock, really. And so, and I'm not saying that because you don't watch the news you're living under a rock. You can feel this. You can feel this. You don't have to watch the news or pay attention to major global events to understand that this is something that is happening. Any of us who knows how to sit in quiet for 5 minutes can feel it happening. And so it's going to be a beautiful year full of a lot of different things. But we need to focus on our empathy and our compassion for one another the most, and the greater good. And so may we have the strength to wish for and to hope for and to make decisions, to get uncomfortable, to make things better for the greater good. So a quick overview of our year is the Eight of Cups, and she is calling us to embark on a collective journey. So this is a journey of exploration and transformation, letting go of what no longer serves us and our shared emotional well-being. In January, we have the Eight of Cups that brings the pure and overflowing energy of love and of new emotional beginnings. This is a time to embrace new connections within our group and in the world around us, right? Come February, we have the Emperor, and the Emperor invites us to embrace structure and strategic planning so that we can establish an emotional balance and a harmonious balance for the collective, for growth, for the growth of all of us. We can't move forward if we don't have a strategy to lean on when things get chaotic. Come March, we had the Ten of Pentacles, and that is the abundance and the stability that comes with focusing on a long-term vision and creating a foundation that supports the collective, the prosperity of the collective. And then in April, we are stepping into a type of innocence. By April, we are prepared to put a blindfold on and say, it doesn't matter if I don't know what's going to happen next. It's uncomfortable and it's scary and my brain's telling me not to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway, for the long term, for my own prospects, for my own possibilities, but also for the possibilities of the greater good, taking bold steps towards our shared goals as a collective. In May, with the Queen of Cups, we have empathy and compassion coming from within the collective for the collective, fostering emotional intelligence and a supporting and caring environment for everyone. In June, in the summer, we have the Queen of Wands, and she inspires us to express our authentic selves fearlessly and to pursue shared goals with enthusiasm. We'll be excited to change, to create new things. In July, we have the Page of Pentacles, encouraging curiosity and diligence in learning, teaching us, showing us that we need to build the skills, the foundational skills, in order to operate a new paradigm and to embrace the opportunities and to develop for the benefit of everyone. And then in August, we have the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is that calming, relaxing king energy that is telling us that emotional intelligence and understanding and compassion is what's really going to create a harmonious environment that really fosters the collective of everyone. In September, we had the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles is showing us how to navigate the ebb and flow of our shared responsibilities, and finding balance and adaptability as we dance through some dynamic challenges that are likely to come up. October, we have the Five of Cups, prompting us to reflect on our shared losses and our setbacks, and to acknowledge our experiences and how we feel about it collectively, and to begin to turn towards healing and renewal, to begin to build something new out of the ashes of what's fallen. In September, and then in October, we have the Five of Cups telling us, reflecting on those shared, I'm sorry, I lost my spot. Reflecting on those shared losses and setbacks in October sets us up for the clarity of perspective that the Ace of Swords brings in November. Once we're able to really understand that it's okay to feel the loss, it's okay to feel the pain, it's okay to make mistakes. We are going to be looking at a lot of things that are changing and changing quickly, and it's going to be a little scary. And so as long as once we sit down and we accept that, and we accept that this is an opportunity for growth rather than something that's happening to us that's bad, then we'll start to be able, then we'll be ready to be open to that clarity that will come November, when the new perspectives and the new paradigm really starts to set in for good, and we start to pursue our intellectual pursuits together as a collective, and that pursuit of truth as well, in understanding that things aren't the way we always thought they were, and that things are definitely going to be different moving forward. And then the Empress brings in the ending of the year, and she concludes the ending of the year with her big fat pregnant belly, where she is ready to birth something new. And as a collective, we're going to be birthing a new level of abundance for us as a collective, a new level of creativity and a new level of growth that we've really fostered and cultivated throughout the year. And we'll be able to honor in our shared journey with gratitude, knowing that new beginnings are coming and that the possibilities are endless. So I hope that this reading resonated with you. It is for the collective and not necessarily a personal reading for any one person, although I think that these archetypes and these themes are going to come up for all of us in 2024. It's really the perspective that we choose to see the things that happen from. Remember that you don't have control over anything except for how you react to the things that happen, and how you choose to approach every situation and every circumstance that happens on a larger scale and on a smaller scale. And I am doing these readings right now. I think they're $22. I have to just double check. It's something like that. They're not expensive. If anyone would like to have a personal reading for themselves done, it's just as detailed as this, except for it'll be more on a personal level. So the themes will change a little bit more with each month. This is really like for a collective, and so it's a collective, it's a broader viewpoint. The personal ones are a little bit more direct and a little bit more detailed when it comes to the things that can happen in your personal life. It's broken down a little bit more in the areas of finances and health and relationships, things like that are more in there than are in the collective. And so if you're looking for some ideas of things to let go of, greater themes that might come up, things to keep in mind throughout each month to help you to overcome any challenges that might come up, please just reach out. There's also a post at the top of the group that has a number of different spreads that I'm doing over the next couple weeks. And they're all below $28, I believe, between $13 and $28. So please let me know if you would like a personal reading at any point in the coming month. I'll be doing quite a bit of them. I'm looking to see if there's any comments. It doesn't look like it. Just wanted to make sure nobody was asking any questions. If you'd like any clarity, please leave a comment, ask questions. I'm happy to answer them. I will come in tomorrow and do a live with you guys as well at some point, either tomorrow afternoon or on Monday, on New Year's Day. And we're going to talk about a little bit about some things that we can let go of while walking into 2024. So I'm just going to have a short conversation. Anyone that wants to join me for the conversation, you're welcome. I will announce and let you know that I'm going live before I go live, where we can sit down and talk about some of the things that we really need to let go of moving into 2024. And then we'll also have a conversation. I don't know if it's going to be the same conversation. I might go live again the day after and talk about some of these traits and ideas and perspectives that would be helpful for us to embody and to really tap into moving into 2024. Things that we do want to embody and embrace moving into 2024. I much prefer this type of preparation for a new year. I much prefer talking about what we should be letting go of, things that we can lean on for inspiration, opportunities to tap into our own psyche, the archetypes that really will help us to really focus on a theme for not only achieving goals, but for our mindset and how to really approach a new year. I personally don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I really believe in choosing what your theme is going to be for the upcoming year. An underlying theme that you don't intentionally put into your year, but winds up, once you choose it, just becoming the underlying theme of the year. And you get to choose that. But it's not really even about setting goals, although we do want to know what we want when we want to manifest, right? So that's why I set a specific goal, but I keep everything around it really vague. But I know what I want it to feel like, and I envision what I want it to feel like. And so we can do this together as well over the coming days, where we really sit and we sink into our vision of what we want to accomplish. Because I think that the feeling as if it's already happening, that feeling as if it's already done, that acting as if, that stepping into the identity of the person that has the desires that you want, that has the life that you want, that is far more important than setting specific goals. It's far more important than setting resolutions. I'm not doing this anymore. I think that we're better off choosing themes in which we want to let go of. And not like, oh, New Year's Day, that's it, I'm letting go of this. But like, I'm going to intentionally step away from this each and every day walking into 2024. And when it comes up, I'm going to, oh, there it is. And I'm not going to beat myself up because it's there. Of course it's there. It's a program. It's part of my past. It makes sense that it's there. It's there because it's something that was part of our old paradigm, that was part of my old reality. It's not fake, and I'm not going to beat myself up for it being there. Of course it's there. Like, oh, hi. I'm glad you're there. You served a purpose, and we're going to keep it moving and just kind of shove you to the side a little bit. And the more and more we practice that, the easier it is to override those kind of things and rewrite our programming. And so that's going to be something else that we're talking about, throughout 2024, is really learning how to rewrite our paradigm for ourselves. So it's our limiting beliefs, it's our shadow, it's our desires, it's our needs, it's our values, it's all of those things, and it's how we perceive ourselves and the potential that is available to us at all times. So I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you guys are all having a wonderful liminal week between Christmas and New Year's. I know a lot of people don't really know what to do with themselves. Some people are still working. A lot of us are not. But yes, enjoy it if you're not working and you don't know what to do with yourself. Do nothing. Wear your pajamas. Read a fiction book. Get yourself into a fantasy novel. Watch Lord of the Rings. Have fun. Yeah, if you're not an addict or an alcoholic, drink champagne at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Enjoy it. Eat Christmas leftovers. Eat cookies for breakfast. Who cares? January 1st is coming soon enough, and it'll all be back to seriousness soon enough, and we'll all have enough things to keep ourselves busy. So, and spend some time in nature. Spend some time outside if it's not entirely too cold for you. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow or on Monday. See you then. Happy New Year.